Flow here with another DIY maker, woodworking, carpentry stream, whatever you want to call it. So I'm working on this, I don't really have a name for it, but it's a movable wall that's also a shelf. Might be a staircase, I don't know, but it'll definitely be a shelf and a wall. So I worked on it yesterday for the first time. Today will be the second session. Hoping to get a little bit done today, maybe not as much as yesterday because I'm getting a late start. I had to make a family phone call and eat lunch and stuff, so I'm getting started late, but see how much I can get done. I have to build, yesterday I built 2 shelves for this thing, and there's kind of 2 left, one full shelf and another half shelf at the top, and then I can start building the posts to connect it. So let me just show, like I did last time, a preview of what the thing is going to look like. So I made this model in Blender. It's a free 3D animation software. Kind of hard to learn, but I know enough to make rectangles. That's about it. So this is what we're working on. Yesterday I made these bottom 2 shelves. They're totally complete. The first of the 2 shelves threw me for a loop. It just had a lot of complications with one of the boards being very warped and twisted, but I think it'll turn out okay. Once it gets, I don't know if I'll make that one on the bottom or in the middle, doesn't really matter, but once it gets behind these posts that are going to be screwed into it, I don't think it can really warp or crack out of its position too much, if at all. So today I'm going to be working on this 3rd shelf here, which is essentially the same as the previous 2, except that it has 2x6s for the long facing sides, and I decided just to go 2x4s on the inner supports because I don't feel like they need to be particularly strong, but because this top full all the way across shelf is supporting other things on top, including possibly eventually people standing on top of this thing from time to time, I decided I would make it 2x6s just to make sure it's nice and sturdy there. And then these top ones are also 2x6s, but they're like, they only go halfway across, so they're like little platforms on either side. So it'd be awesome if I could get this 3rd shelf from the bottom done, and maybe even these top ones if I have time, but I don't know that I'll get all that done, and I certainly don't have any high hopes of starting to build the posts, but if I get going on really quickly, I might get that far, but we'll see. But this is going fairly efficiently, relatively speaking. I got 2 of the shelves done yesterday, and I could see myself finishing in 3 to 4 sessions maybe. We'll just play it by ear. I guess it sort of depends on if I build the staircase into this. If I do, that will be a whole nother complication or addition of time. This is just a crude mock-up, but this is what it might look like if the staircase is on there folded up. I don't have the slats or runners or whatever you call them for the stairs in the model, but you can kind of visualize that being folded up there, sort of like one of those attic stairs. I haven't decided if I'm going to build that part of it, so I'm basically trying to finish the shelf minus the stairs, and I'll decide later. It's a fairly modular design, so I can put the staircase up on the loft and then slide this underneath it if I want to, or I can build it into this shelf. We'll decide that later. I'm kind of leaning towards building up on the loft and making it such that I can slide this behind it to allow for sort of a bridge between the 2 lofts on top of here. Sort of what I'm leaning toward, but I might end up building the staircase into this shelf. And yeah, either way, the effect is the same. The main challenge with building into the shelf is that I only have a certain amount of width in the shop. It's like less than 10 feet wide, and I'm not sure if that's wide enough to have this up in between the 2 lofts and still be able to fold down without hitting the wall on the opposite side. So that's kind of why I'm leaning away from building into the shelf. But if I had a larger shed that we were building this in, I would either build it into the shelf or I'd have a lot of other options. But space is limited, and that's the primary concern here. So the cool thing about building into this shelf is I could, I don't have these in the same file, unfortunately, but I have this other file.
There should be lots of contact here on the short track today.
It's this one. So this is a model of the loft that I built. If I had that rolling thing, I could place it under here and have the stairs going up to this side. I could place it over here and have them going up to that side, or like the general basic idea of it is to have it spanning underneath both of them so you can walk across from side to side. But since it's rolling, the shelf will be rolling, I could put it in any of those three positions or any other position I want. I could even have it over here on the wall that's facing the door, and you could walk up that way. I mean, it's just basically put it anywhere you want. That would be the advantage of building the stairs into the shelf, because then the stairs could also move around to different orientations if that's helpful. So that's one reason I'm considering that possibility, but we'll just see how it turns out. I'm going to focus on the shelf, finish that, and I probably won't even work on the stairs for a while. It's not really a high priority, so we can just use a step ladder to get up to the loft in the meantime, and that's good enough. So here we go. I'm going to head outside. It always takes me a little while to get my camera set up out there, so I will do a BRB screen here real quick, and then it won't take as long as it did yesterday to get out there, but need a couple of minutes to get things set up. So I will be right back. I can still talk while I'm transitioning. I just need to get the video set up. Hopefully my microphone doesn't cut out on me today. As usual, I'll be doing some back and forth between the house and the shop, getting things prepared. It's a pretty nice day weather-wise. Weather-wise today, it's not too hot, so kind of like yesterday, it's a little bit cooler. I think it's supposed to warm up again this weekend, so the more I get done sooner, the better, really. Okay, let's see. Need a solution for these cords hanging off my microphone and stuff. I just kind of stuff in my pocket, but it's not great. All right, camera, get that out here so I can. I'll fumble for a while setting things up, but at least I can film myself walking around doing stuff. Once I get the camera online. There's a few additions, or a few improvements I'd like to make to my streaming setup for this kind of stuff, but in the meantime, it's been serviceable so far. This whole using my phone for streaming is pretty fun. It allows pretty much anything, as long as you have a connection, whether it's Wi-Fi or 4G, either one will do, as long as it's strong enough signal. I should write some sort of tutorial on setting up streams this way, because I think a lot of streamers could benefit from this kind of setup. Allow them to be more mobile, do IRL streams, and even not have to buy fancy cameras. You can just use your cell phone as a camera, which I think a lot of people these days know about these kind of tricks, but some people might find it intimidating. they don't even try. So I think it's like too technical, but it's actually quite, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Okay. Okay, we're almost ready here. Let me get my scene switched. Already have mosquitoes. Okay, theoretically, should be going. So, I'm kind of thinking of pulling up these boards that I've had on the ground. They served a purpose, and I think that purpose is over now. At this point, they are more of a hindrance than a help, so I think at least that big one, that rotting one over here, I might pull that up. So it's mainly because they're not flat on the ground. The ground isn't flat, and they're just like acting like teeter-totters, essentially. Which is not helpful. Oh, whoops. Need my phone clamp. One of the coolest things for IRL, it sounds really basic, but is these phone clamps. You get them for like $7, $7 or $8. Has a tripod attachment here, tripod attachment there, and this little screw thing. Fit pretty much every standard phone size, even the big ones. This one is cheap plastic. I have one that's made out of metal that's really nice, but these, I've broken one. So they're not invincible because they're plastic, but as long as you treat them all right, they last a while. You know, for $7 or $8, it's not a big loss if one of them breaks or something. Just make sure it doesn't break when you have your super expensive phone on it. And I like using this kind of stuff for like chat. I have a second phone, a very old, slow phone that I use. Chat so I can see it. Cool thing is I don't have to be anywhere near my computer. I am just outside. I can be hiking. I can do whatever I want. Have full access to all my stream setup, pretty much. There's a few challenges to it, but no, it's not that limiting, really. Okay, I'm gonna start a new pair of gloves. Those ones I was wearing are still working, but they're starting to peel off. The rubber is starting to peel off the cotton or whatever surface is underneath. These things are cheap too. Like this pair I'm about to put on is like $1.29, and they're the same thing as the other ones. Hoping they'll last. You can get these just about anywhere, but sometimes they cost more than that, depending on where you shop. I'm just putting these on so I can... Oh, I forgot I should turn my music on. As I'm putting on my gloves, which makes it so I can't use my phone. Okay, I think I also made it so my text-to-speech shouldn't randomly turn off. Hopefully. It's not a guarantee, though. Alright, let's get this thing staying open so it's not constantly closing on me. I'm thinking of building some kind of little stand for the door, actually. I even thought of last night a thing I could build into the ground, like a post that comes up. I don't know if I'll get that elaborate, but it'd be nice to have something that keeps the door open. The only problem is it's a very heavy door, and I don't know if it's good for the door to be wide open with all that weight on the hinges. Okay, so this junk board, I need to find a spot to ditch it just temporarily. I guess I can just move it around over here where it's not in the way. This little one here isn't really serving any purpose, but it's not really in the way either, so it's fine. Okay. I need to go get some water before I get too involved, because I didn't really drink much water yesterday, and I should drink more than I did yesterday. I just noticed there's a wasp nest, or probably yellow jackets or something like that, on our cabin, so I'm gonna have to look up what the best way to get rid of those is. Just get a long stick and flick it off, but I'm not sure. So I need a couple 2x6s. I think I want to use the ones that are not faded. I mean, the ones that are not kiln dried, because I need to use those up in somewhere. And I think this is a fine situation to use them. So I guess before I get that, I need to set the table up for cutting again. Let's see, what else do I need? A couple scraps, I guess. I think that little umbrella that I got for my tripod really did make a difference. I feel like my phone wasn't as hot after using that. I don't know if it'll save it from overheating if it's like crazy hot outside, but it does make a difference of some sort. Wish I had another little table out here. Eventually, what would be amazing, and I mentioned this yesterday, is a deck that comes, it's exactly flush with the bottom of the shop and it extends straight out. Then I could roll my workbenches out here and work on those, but it's too annoying to roll them out onto the gravel and the dirt. They're not really made for rolling around in the dirt like that, so. But if I had a flush surface with the shop right out the door, that would be absolutely awesome. I'll probably push for that once I have money and a say in the matter. Like, I think my parents would totally agree. They'd be like, yeah, that's a good idea, but where's the money? And if I had some money to contribute to it, then it could probably become a reality. And I would love building it. I like building just about anything. What are we doing? I need my glasses. Tape measure and pencil. Eventually I'll need clamps and screws and other stuff, but That's not right this second. I actually kind of liked that mechanical pencil from yesterday, if I can find that one. It allowed me to make a finer line that, actually there's a bunch of them. Wow, that's cool. I didn't know those were here. I'm liking that. The only problem with mechanical pencils is the lead breaks easily, but you know, just push more out if that happens, so it's not that big of a deal. Needle nose pliers. I wonder if the amount of yellow jackets around here is heightened because of that little nest. It's kind of amazing to me how small their nests are. It's like a little ball kind of a thing. Nothing like a beehive in the cartoon. Beehives are usually bigger if they have larger communities than wasps and yellow jackets. Okay, so we're doing the same dimensions as yesterday. I'm going to try to tuck away these cords. It's kind of not necessarily a hazard, but just get in the way. Some kind of little soft pouch or case I could stuff them in and then stuff that into my pocket would be nice. I actually have a little pouch like that somewhere. I don't know what happened to it. Probably won't find it in this moment when I'm looking for it, but next time I see that pouch, I try to remember using it for this specific purpose. Okay, so I need to cut this 2x6 to 78 inches. Might need to move this, it's pretty long. Never know where to put this thing. It's right here, I guess. No, yeah, whatever. No, that's gonna get in the way. It's always in the way. I have text-to-speech on, so I can just keep it in the vicinity and hopefully hear messages, but sometimes that doesn't work. It'd be nice to have an extension table for this. I guess I could pull out the sawhorses that I was using the last couple times ago. Table is not flat on the ground. Should probably just move it so it is. I don't think that would be a danger, it's just annoying. use one of these. All right. One of the annoying things about 2x6 is that I don't think I can cut them in one pass. Might grab my... I could just flip it around. It's just kind of annoying. I should go get water, though, while I'm thinking about it. My throat is a little bit dry already. I'm going to do that real quick. Otherwise, once I get started, I won't feel like breaking away. Let's do a Gatorade. Got one here that needs to get drinking before it gets old. It's already pretty old. I used to buy Gatorades all the time for when I'm out hiking and stuff. I haven't been drinking them, so I'm just sitting here. Probably something else I wish I brought when I come back, but don't know what it is until I forget it. Oh, it would be nice to get my insect repellent. I probably wish I put some on. Getting kind of low on it. I've been using it a lot. I'll probably move this out just a little bit. It won't be quite the obstruction. This ground is not level, so hard to find places to stand things where they're not tipping over. Okay, 78 inches, what we need. Need 2 of those. Alright, it's gonna make sense to flip this around now that I made the mark there. Should have done it. The reason I did that is because I thought, oh no, I can make the mark on that side. This side is good. That side has a little bit of disruption on the end. So yeah, I actually had it the right way. I thought I needed to flip it. So yeah, let's cut it this way. This side's cleaner. That side has a little bit of splitting on the end, not much, but a couple of screw holes and whatever. I guess I'll use the best side. I'll probably eventually use the whole thing, but never know. This board is not particularly straight either. It's bowed a little bit across its width. Pretty manageable, I think. Almost cuts through a 2x6. It's like just a tiny bit left. Alright, let's just get the other one. So, and I hope I measured that right. It's kind of short to me for some reason. Wait a minute, did I? Let me see. Open the windows in this place. Helps it not get insanely hot inside the shed. Still gets hot. Just white ass hot. Okay, I should have another not kiln dried. I think I have 3 of these actually. One of them's shorter. Maybe I should start with that one. Whew, this one's heavy. Got some flaws in it too. That doesn't really matter, but definitely not a pretty board. Pretty bored, pretty bored. That's fun. Okay, do I care? I don't know. It's pretty grotesque. I guess I'll try the other one. I'll eventually use that for something, but I prefer not to have a chewed out board on this thing. Practically speaking, it doesn't make much of any difference. But no, these things are tall. I think these are 10-footers. Hope I had that straight in there. Not actually sure. Alright, just put the same. So now I need 4 21-inch 2x4s. I don't think any of these are long enough. Maybe this one could be, but it doesn't look quite long enough. Nope, 20 inches. That's that one I accidentally cut short yesterday. So I think we'll have to start with a new board again. I actually feel like I probably don't have enough 2x4s to finish this project, but maybe I do. Like I said, I calculated the number I needed to buy based on kind of a not prototype, but first design, and then I changed some stuff in the design and that changed the number of boards, and I never actually check to see what I need. I'm going to start cutting on this other side because this side is a little bit munched up there. May as well make that a scrap. 21 inches. Need to make sure I actually measure correctly today. I don't know what that was all about yesterday. Did all 8 right minus 1, 7 out of 8 right. 1 I messed up. I don't know why. Not actually flat here. It's not huge difference, but those cuts aren't going to be perfectly straight if I'm not flat to the table. I guess I can probably just manually push it into place. Just kind of hard to hold the stuff when I'm doing it that way. This might be about right. Let's try it. And that's better. Hopefully those cuts I did before doing that aren't far off or something. Smell like popcorn. That cut for some reason. Okay, that's it for the cutting on this shelf, I think. So I can take this off the table. Theoretically, I should go a little bit faster than yesterday, at least faster than the first one. That first one was terrible. Alright, let's get all my screws and drill and whatever else I need. Guess I need some clamps, possibly. Definitely screws. Or what else might be it? Having this little sawhorse table next to this one might actually be somewhat helpful for this assembly part also. It's not quite level though, it's annoying. Nothing I have is particularly straight. See, I'm gonna go put this, probably forget, but I'm gonna go put this inside somewhere. A little plug for the chop saw. It's on the end of the table. If I forget, I can watch my own stream later. Put it on the end of the leftmost work table. This first part's the most annoying part, by far. Trying to get this lined up right without some kind of proper clamping system. I wonder. If I could build something up that's the exact height of this hanging off of here, the board could be on top of this. I could drill into that, but I would need to find something that's just that right height. It's not ideal, but might work. I wonder if this just happens to be the right height. Close. I think that'll work. It'll get me closer to being straight up and down. Let me put that over here farther though. Alright, that went pretty well. Just repeat that same kind of process for this other side. These corded things are way more annoying, but I don't have a bunch of... No, I mean, technically I do have a cordless drill, but I only have one battery to share between that and my impact driver, and I'd rather be using my impact driver. It'd be awesome to get another battery though, because then I could use both cordless things, and cords really are in the way most of the time. Okay, so I need to do the 3-shelf thing, but in this case it actually kind of matters where I put the middle shelves. I need to match them with the ends of the top shelf. So I think I'm gonna have to go check my drawing, make sure I get that right. I could modify it too, it's not set in stone, but I don't necessarily have a reason to change it. But I might look at the design and see if there's any room for making some kind of improvement. Let's see. I just want to take my phones with me. Guess I should probably have this battery bank under some kind of cover too. Probably gets hot also. I have a ridiculous number of old cell phones, and it's great because I would not be able to do this stuff without them. And I would honestly, I've never really thought of this till just now, but if you don't have more than one cell phone and it's useful for your stream, you can buy an old cell phone for nothing. Good. I would recommend an old Android phone, just because they're more compatible with most streaming related things. But yeah, one with a halfway decent camera to use for a second streaming camera. Never really thought of that, but yeah, just buying an old cell phone makes as much or more sense than buying a camera, honestly. Anyway, let's see. So I want to check some stuff here. So where I put these under supports matters on this one because they need to perfectly align with the edge of these boards here. But I could change where those are as well. Let's see, these are 27 inches by 20. Okay, let me do a little calculation here. 78 minus 27 minus 27 equals 24. So that means this opening between the shelves is 24. I wonder if I move those over one more, that will give me 26 inches. I think I might do that. So in other words, I might line them up with where I put the ones on the other shelves. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I also have to remember to adjust my measurements. I wonder if I should do that now, otherwise I'll forget. I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'll be fine. I just can't trust these measurements. Like normally, lately, so far I've been clicking on each object to figure out its size, but actually some of these aren't even right because I haven't adjusted some of this stuff yet. Yeah. Okay, and I'll just have to remember that these measurements are not trustworthy, and I'll have to redo them as I go. Or I could alter this 3D drawing between this stream and the next stream if I don't end up getting as far as working on those other shelves. We'll try to remember that. Okay, back outside. Yeah, that helped to look at that because I want to make them the same as the rest. Because then there's a 26-inch opening between the two platforms on the top, which is maybe more than it needs to be, but I feel like I'd rather have it be a little bit wider than too narrow. So I based all of that design decision on how wide I wanted for the staircase in the center, which I don't even know if I'm going to have a staircase there. But if I keep everything in thirds, it'll look even and it'll just provide even more clearance for the stairs. And it's not the stairs that need 24 inches by any means. Like my attic stairs, I think I measured them and they're like 14 or 16 inches, something crazy. But it's more about if you're carrying something, you kind of want a little bit of clearance on your sides so you don't bump your elbows on the sides of things when you're carrying a bin or something. Okay. Get my camera set up again. Should have checked my microphone to make sure it wasn't muted while I'm in there. Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like every time I think about it, I should check. Otherwise, I'll forget, and then I'll find out later that half of my stream was muted. It's the most annoying thing ever. I could figure out a way to check that, I'm sure. Either some tool that I could have on my phone that detects whether my mic is muted, or I mean, my mic is never muted, pretty much, unless I purposely mute it. The connection gets lost. It has nothing to do with being muted. There's not a whole lot I can do about that other than check. And if it is, I have to reset my microphone app that I'm using. Okay. So, 26 inches it is. I think that'll be a fine decision. I mean, it'll be okay. It also leaves some room for railings on the side of the staircase if I end up putting that in the middle of the shelf. I think it's quite generous. 26 inches is pretty big. Actually visualize that. So if you're walking up a staircase and it's 26 inches, I mean, you'd have to be pretty big to not fit through there. But it's more about holding like a Rubbermaid bin. Like usually they're about this big, so I think that'll be good. Normally when you go up those attic shelves, like you're holding a bin, you have to go like, ugh, and it's super difficult. But if it's a little bit wider, then you could probably just carry it straight up like that. Oh. Oh, thanks, guys. Is that kind of like a mini raid? Thanks for the $2. That's awesome. Generous. I don't get donations. I don't ask for donations, but it's very kind. Yeah, thank you for dropping by. Not sure if you just ended a stream or you're just going around spreading the love, but yeah, it's very kind. Are you a streamer? If so, what kind of content do you do? All right. Is that like a sight unseen donation of just like, what if I'm a total freak and you're like, oh man, I shouldn't have donated to that guy, or have you been watching for a while? Nice, very cool. Very nice. Well, thanks, dudes. I'm just kidding. I'm not a freak. Well, in my own estimation, I know we're all our worst critics, but I consider myself kind of goofy, but try not to be a total schizo. I don't know. Just making stuff up. They probably sound very judgmental or something. Anyway, appreciate you guys. But yeah, I'm building a shelf for my shed here. I'm hoping to start a small business someday and kind of getting it up and operational with some carpentry stuff. I don't claim to be an expert in this stuff at all, just a DIY guy. Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, I've been invited to a couple panels and stuff, but I always avoid them, to be honest. I'm more of a solo guy, I guess. Plus, I'm very shy. May not show on my streams, but in real life, I definitely avoid the spotlight. Nice. Cool. All right, let's see. Best way, I think I'm gonna do what I did before. Shelves are basically the best. Pretty much. I mean, yep. I didn't really know that until I started building them. Then I kind of said that same thing at one point. Shelves are the best. Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh no, it's gonna fall. Yeah, I am definitely learning as I go with this stuff. It's not experienced with woodworking, but I'm enjoying it. What the crap? Dude, what do you guys like, a a clan, a streaming clan or something. You guys all came in at once. Thanks for the $5, man. That's more than I've earned in a year and a half of streaming on Rumble or something. I don't know. I've noticed, like, when I first started streaming on Rumble, they did that profit sharing thing where you just got a few cents here and there for your content. Now I don't think they do that anymore, or it's decreased significantly. Yeah, thank you guys. It's a huge deal. I appreciate it. Very kind of you. Whoa. Holy crap. What are you guys doing? Thank you so much. Oh my. Oh no. Well, it seems to be a very kind cult. Although I can't say that I can be paid to join a cult, so but I appreciate the kindness. All right. Yeah, I'm a variety streamer. I've actually been streaming for 5 years, but on various platforms. I'm currently streaming on like 10 platforms, believe it or not. Shoot, I can't quite hear those over my music, so let me pull this out. All right, thank you guys. That's super nice of you to choose me of all people. I'm usually kind of invisible. It's amazing you even found me. D-pad, that's next week's activity. Oh my. Don't do it. I actually have something that resembles Kool-Aid in my flask here. It's actually Gatorade, just to keep me going. But yeah, thanks guys. Blessings in your mission to spread kindness and appreciation to the streaming community. Very nice of you guys. Right, here we go. Let's see, I think this is in the right place, should be. Oh, that's like more donations than I've had in like 5 years of streaming, practically. Not quite, but just about. That's amazing. Of course, as all my regulars know, I'm not in it for the money. Just enjoy doing it. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, so I do actually started out playing piano, learning piano on stream. I haven't done that for a couple of years now, but I might get back to it. I do crafts like bookbinding, hoping to do paper marbling and stained glass at some point. Do soccer ball juggling, pretty decent at that. My favorite thing to do is hiking streams, which I've done a lot of those, probably well over 100 of those. And right now I'm actually reading through the Bible, which most people probably won't want to watch that, but you can always just tune in for the creative stuff if you're not into that. But yeah, I do all sorts of stuff. Woodworking is my latest thing, but this will be temporary until I get finished with these projects. I wish I had more time for it. I'm actually trying to set up this business stuff, otherwise I'd be doing more of that. I'd be hiking every day, honestly, if I could. Got that one more to go. 26 inches from the other side. Let's see, what's the best way to... Ooh, I don't think I'm actually stuck in there, but this might be a little bit tricky to get this out of here. Okay, just got one more go here. And I used to do retro video game streams, and I do them on very rare occasion, but I don't really have time for it these days, or I guess I don't feel as motivated. I find I've kind of mostly grown out of gaming, except when I'm hanging out with my friends, and I'm not streaming when I'm doing that, so it just hasn't happened that much lately, but I used to do that. Okay, this one I might be able to do up here, actually. Let me see. I don't know if that'll be any easier, but... Of course, I put the markings on the other side. Let's see, where's that? Let's put that here. Nah! You guys should have stopped by yesterday. You probably already moved on, but it was totally catastrophic and hilarious. I don't know if anybody ever clipped that on any platform, but I just was having all sorts of problems. It was not... It's kind of one of those things that you either have to laugh at it or you get extremely annoyed and angry. It was not ideal. But it's all over. Now we're all in the clear. Nothing's gonna go wrong today. Okay, that should be good right there. Can't tell if that's perfectly vertical, but close enough. I feel like I just got raided by Mr. Beast or PewDiePie or something. Mr. Beast, actually Mr. Beast does that kind of stuff. I don't know about PewDiePie. I don't even know if those guys are still online anymore. Kind of assume so. I don't subscribe to them, and I've actually been unsubscribing to a lot of things on YouTube just because I got tired of wasting my time watching a bunch of random meaningless stuff, so I mostly don't watch that stuff anymore. I still spend too much time watching whatever, but I try to make it like something productive. I'm learning something or growing in some way. I don't know that my number of hours has actually decreased at all. Yeah, I would assume so. I know PewDiePie semi-retired, like he moved to Japan and was focusing on his family and stuff, and I think I saw him back on... Where did I see him? I think I saw him on Twitch recently. Like, I didn't actually click on his stream, but I saw him on the homepage streaming something. Some game, I guess. Probably got he wanted to retire, and he's like, oh, wait a minute. I built too fancy of a lifestyle for myself. I better pull out of retirement. That's probably how it works. Okay. Which I don't blame him. That's got to be tough. I don't wish full-time content creation on people necessarily, because it is fun and creative, but man, I think it's really stressful too. Always worried about the numbers and metrics, because that represents your livelihood, and oh man. That's why I enjoy doing it. I don't seek money or fame or anything. Basically it helps me get stuff done. If I stream it, I am more likely to keep doing it for some reason. It's kind of a mystery. I don't even know why that is, but for example, if I started streaming my piano playing again, I would probably stick with it. But if I just tried to play offline in my own time, I don't think I would stick with it. It's just something about that. I've called it accountability before. My friend Jason, who's also a woodworker, dropped by and he used the same word, so something to it, I guess. Yeah, I actually knew PewDiePie specifically because I originally started streaming on DLive. Actually, technically I had a short run on YouTube, but I hated that experience, so I looked for other alternatives. Back then, DLive got famous because PewDiePie signed an exclusive streaming contract with them for, I don't know, maybe a whole year, but so he got his money out of them, and he kind of grew that platform up from obscurity, and then he just kind of ditched it. He just left after a year. He barely streamed at all either. But anyway, that's how I became familiar with him, is through that experience. I didn't join DLive because of him, though. I was just like, when I was considering it, it was in that situation, so I learned about who he was and watched a couple of his streams just to figure out what was going on. But back then he had so many people in chat that it was literally flying by, like no one could read it. It was complete madness. So yeah, I learned pretty quickly on that I didn't really care to watch huge streamers. I'd rather find small streamers and people I can actually be friends with, build a relationship with, and interact with. And I'd like to be one of those myself, just a small streamer. If I ever got big, I think I would, honestly, I'd probably just quit streaming if I got too successful. It'd just be overwhelming. Or I'd at least take more breaks, that's for sure. So small streams are more fun. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, you can actually get a response out of the streamer. It's more interactive. Like on PewDiePie's chat, if you wanted to get him to read something, you'd have to be spamming it over and over again in hopes that he might see it as it's scrolling by. And if you did that, his mods would just ban you. So there's no way to interact. Kind of defeats the purpose of a live stream, really. Oh yeah, I've heard that name. I have not watched his content. I don't know what he does, but it sounds familiar. I feel like he might have streamed on DLive at one point. I'm not really sure. It sounds super familiar, but he's probably, I'm assuming, one of those famous guys that maybe everyone's heard the name. I don't know. This shelf is turning out way better than the previous ones because these 2x6 boards are not warped at all. Like the first one I did was awful just because of how warped the board was, and this one is awesome. Very sturdy and straight. Still not going particularly fast though. I mean, it's just the way of this thing. I'm not an expert, so I kind of go slow because I want it to turn out good. I don't want it to look sloppy. Figure I spend a little bit more time up front and then I reap the benefits for years to come. It's worth it to me. Let's just mark this one while I'm at it. I haven't been watching much streaming lately. There's this one girl on Kick that I've been watching. I could probably list the streams that I watch currently on one hand, honestly. I mean, I randomly browse around occasionally, Nothing like I used to, though. I used to be pretty well known on DLive as a strong supporter of other streamers. Like, my stream was always pretty small and nobody came by much, but people knew me from chats on other streams. And that was fun for a while, but then I realized I need to just get back to real life a bit. Spending too much time on streaming platforms, so I don't do as much of that. I mean, I feel bad for not doing kind of like what you guys do. I used to do something similar, where I would visit new streamers and welcome them to the platform, and I donated to quite a few streamers at that time. All right, thanks guys. Thanks again for dropping by and for hanging out for a few minutes too. That was very nice. But yeah, blessings to you. May they be multiplied. This mosquito. Stay away from me. I think this shelf will probably turn out the best. Those other shelves actually looked amazing though after I put the OSB plywood on them. That plywood that I bought is so good. Super strong, like 3 times as strong as the other one I got before. I feel like even if I did a terrible job on those shelves, which I don't think I did, but even if I did, it would turn out okay. Sort of straightens everything out. Okay, one more and then, man, we're basically done with this shelf. This is awesome. Might seem kind of slow if you're watching the stream, but it feels like I'm going at a decent pace compared to where I started yesterday. That did not work out there. Seriously? You think you can land on my face and get away with it? I don't think so. Back of my elbow, probably get away with it. On my face? Nope. So I'm just putting these clamps, in case you haven't been watching my streams, I'm putting these on the side of the board so it can't like move back and forth when I'm drilling it. And then for this direction, I can't really clamp it in place without using some helper boards, so I'm just gonna kind of hold it and it's good enough. So I could do both of these at this point. Yeah, once I put that OSB on the top of these things, they are crazy rock solid. I mean, if the only downside to this style of building shelves is it's going to be really heavy, but that's why I'm putting it on wheels, so. Fine, I think. Shoot, that moved. Why did that move? Dang it, I need to. For some reason I thought it would be in place. That might have actually threaded a new hole, or I don't know what I did wrong there. Just try this one, see what happens. I'm gonna hold it up there, that's why. do not. What is a Robertson screw? Is that a... I feel like you're either going to tell me what it literally is, or it's some kind of a like joke with a punchline. I could see there being a... I don't know. I'm assuming it's an actual thing, but... Okay, no, I do not. Maybe I've seen it and I just didn't know that was called, but I don't think I'm familiar with it. Is that a good choice? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the only reason I like Phillips is because the bits are more accessible, which I already have a bunch. But yeah, I mean, you can just buy bits for those other ones. Like there's the square ones and then there's the torque. Oh, yeah. Of course, all my screws that I have are Phillips screws, so I'd have to, you know, buy new screws. But yeah, like I think the most common ones that I've seen in the stores are the stars. Like I don't remember what they're called, torque or star things. I don't know if there's an official name. I can't remember. Yeah, those are very common for decking and stuff, and I could have bought those kind, but I don't have very many bits, so I'd have to buy a bunch of bits for it, which I could have done. And sometimes the box of screws comes with a bit too. Oh, nice. Yeah, that does sound convenient. All right, so this is ready. Oh yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. Are the screws usually more expensive? Do you know? Usually you get kind of what you pay for. So if it has weird, cool features, it's probably more expensive. But no, oh, cool. I'll have to look into that sometime. Yeah, I really should. Sometimes I don't always think about things logically. I think like, well, the Phillips ones are more accessible because I have a bunch of drill bit heads already, but it's like big deal. Just buy a box of whatever the other ones are. Oh, really? Gotcha. Well, too bad for me then. You just have to laugh at us Americans. Yeah, and sadly, America's kind of slow to change these days as far as technology goes. Like, we're still using the imperial system. Oh yeah, I'm sure I could look online, see what they're all about. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, and even like, I don't know, I feel like America's just losing the edge. Not that I care. I don't really care about being the best. It's nice, but whatever. Like, I don't mean the best as in we are the best, but I mean, you know, like the US has been the dominant power for decades and generations, and I feel like that's probably not going to be the case for much longer. Right. Okay, so here's our fancy OSB. This stuff is so solid. I'm really happy with it. It was actually cheaper than the thinner stuff that I bought. Yeah, it has been. I don't know if that's the case much anymore. I think China will eclipse the US pretty soon. It's not going to matter where I'm having it. This is not going to be outdoor, and it's actually a pretty dry climate here. But is that what the green signifies? I actually don't know. So, do you have a background in building yourself? I don't. I actually don't have any background in building. I've done a couple summer jobs for architect and a builder, but yeah, I suppose. Although I think the U.S. is also, I suppose the U.S. has done some things to also damage international relations, but yeah, I do. Actually, I have an uncle he's not like a master machinist, but he works with a lathe and stuff, and I worked with him a little bit, but I only have very cursory knowledge of such things. Okay, I think we're pretty lined up. Just want to make sure we're square here. I guess I'll just... Yeah, for sure. I wish I had mechanical skills, which I mean, you can learn it all. Like I've learned some things on YouTube. For example, my Jeep was completely totaled, and a friend of mine and myself totally restored it. It's running now, and we did the body work and all the mechanical stuff. Nice. Yeah, for sure. Because I don't know if you were here when I was talking earlier. I don't necessarily do only this kind of streaming content. I'm a variety streamer, so. Oh, I forgot I don't need to pre-drill these. I'll be doing this for a while, but once I'm done, I don't know that I'll be doing it like all the time. Oh, no, that's okay. If you're around, you'll figure it out. But yeah, I do a lot of different streaming contents. I've been doing a lot of this lately because I'm trying to set this shop up that we just built to be ready to use. But once I've built all the stuff for this shop, I don't know if I'll do much woodworking streams. Maybe the odd one here and there, but certainly not a regular thing like I have been. Loaded? So you loaded. What does that mean? Like money-wise? If that's what you mean, I'm definitely not. Oh, no. No, actually, I'm trying to start a business, and this is a small property with a very small cabin on it, and we've never had a place to do any kind of work on the property and store some stuff. It used to be just kind of a vacation place that was in my family, but I'm living here full time now because I'm actually kind of in a bad scenario. Kind of something my parents inherited from their parents and uncles and stuff. Otherwise, we wouldn't have it. But no, I am not loaded, that's for sure. I'm actually quite in debt right now. Yeah, for sure. I'm actually kind of living off the generosity of my parents at the moment. But I'm hoping to start a small business and run it out of this shop, and if everything goes right, then, oh shoot, I didn't notice this little weird plug. You're in a bad spot too. Oh, sorry to hear that. I think I feel like I'm hearing a lot of people are kind of in a spot like that. Just with the economy, it's the way it's been for the last 4 years or so since COVID. I think a lot of people have been trying to figure out what they're doing. I'm right there with everybody else. Okay, so now I just got to cut this piece off. I do have a circular saw, but I hate it. I could probably buy a more expensive blade for it, but I've just been using my jigsaw for this kind of little stuff. Worked pretty well so far, but I found it's just easier to cut this off after I've installed it. Same here. Same here, I mean, I don't know. I don't really care about politics or ideologies that much. I have my own convictions, but I don't talk much about it. But yeah, I was not fearful or distraught for what was going on. I was annoyed at how everybody was in a panic mode. It just kind of affected me mentally to see how everybody was so controlled and messed up by it. I just wanted to get back to normal life, and I couldn't because we weren't allowed to. It was a tough time. That's actually kind of when I got into streaming. I didn't really have friends I could hang out with during that time because everybody was locked down and stuff, and so I started doing that. Yeah. I don't get into politics. I have thoughts about it and stuff just like everyone else, but yeah, I definitely don't believe I could do that. Yeah, same here. I think it ruins a lot of people. They think they have bright hopes and stuff, and then they end up getting corrupted. It's kind of sad. It's not something I'd ever want to get into. Entertainment? It's funny. I find it stressful. I don't like listening to people yell at each other, so I kind of tune out of it. Yeah, true. I think there are people that go into power thinking they can make a positive difference, but the majority of them come from rich backgrounds and they just want more power and influences for their business pursuits. So it's kind of all about, extracurricular activities, if you want to call it that. Okay, where are my eye protection? There we go. Not too shabby. No, you don't need to shut up. It's fine. Where it would be so nice if people could be magically granted XP for not being a self-serving megalomaniac. I know. I just wish the system promoted, like you said, altruism, or just basically, I just wish that it was very difficult to be corrupt. And the American democratic system was set up to attempt to avoid that. And it worked for a while, I guess, but people figure out how to skirt around everything, sadly. Okay, well, we got this shelf basically done. All I have to do now is put screws in. I've been being particular about this. Might drive some people nuts, but I've been measuring where I put my screws just to make it look kind of nice. Good, honest truth rarely survives. Censorship for press. Yeah. Yeah, nobody's held to account for their actions either. They all have a way of getting away with whatever they want to get away with. Okay, that's 6 inches, that's 42. That's a tilly? What's a tilly? I don't know what a tilly is. Oh, is it? I don't know. I actually don't know. It's not even my hat. It's one that was left here at the cabin. I don't even really like it. It's functional, but I don't really like how it looks. Well, DPC is the brand. DPC Authentic. Dorum. Wait, what is that? I can't even read that. It's like weird font. Dorman Pacific Co. So probably not. We don't got no fancy stuff here. If it's a brand name that somebody's heard of, we don't got none of that. I don't like the shape of it. It's a weird top of the hat shape. Oh, really? Yeah. I like this style of hat, but the shape of it is awkward. It looks weird to me. But yeah, I use this when I'm going hiking typically. It's not really a work hat like I'm using it right now, but it keeps the sun out of my face, so that's typically what I use it for. Oh, thanks, dude. But when I use it in my hiking and I take photos of myself in the hikes, and I look like a complete doofus. I used to have one that's like really nice shape, so I guess I have my expectations set too high or something. But I'm not really about looks. I'm really not that vain. I just I'm a little picky with hats, though. Like some people are really picky with sunglasses and stuff like that. I'm picky with my hats, I guess. Like I find it difficult to find like a baseball cap that fits right. Yeah, I don't like wearing sunscreen, so I wear one of these when I'm hiking. I don't even have to. It's pretty awesome. Mosquitoes. Yeah, I'm pretty much what do you call that? Pragmatist, or I don't know. Just yeah, if something works, I'll use it. I'm not too concerned about how things look. Mosquitoes, I need to make them disappear. I got this just for them. I hate wearing mosquito repellent too. I have some inside, but it makes me feel nasty and dirty when I'm doing all this woodworking and all the dust clings to me. Yeah. Honestly, pretty much everything in the U.S. comes from China. That's funny. Yeah, I'll have to look into that just out of curiosity. Is it named after the guy that invented it or something? Or the girl, whoever? I always wondered that, like Phillips, that's like a total name, Phillips screwdriver. It must have been some guy named Phillips at some point. Like wars were fought over the rights to the name. Oh, okay. Yeah, here in the US, that star torque shape has really taken off. Like, I actually found it kind of difficult to find screws with the Phillips head. So these are not, I don't think these will last the test of time much longer. Something else is going to take over. So it's been around that long. Wow. Yeah, torque seems to be this thing now. For better or worse, I don't know. I guess they're fine, but I find that I wear the bits out really quick, so I have to like buy a ton of those bits. But you know, if you get a big old pack of them, it's not that big of a deal. I seem to always have the wrong sizes around. Sure. I don't know if it'll come through, unless it's like an emoji or something. I'm using a chat program that may or may not support whatever the thing you're gonna do. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's text-to-speech. Sometimes I can't quite hear it though, because I'm also listening to music at the same time. So I just check my phone every once in a while. Yeah, no, I get it. Go for it. I'm all ears. Sometimes I'm all thumbs. Nope. The same countersink head shape yours have there. Okay, yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. 2430. Okay. Okay. I mean, I've seen the square ones. We have those here also. I didn't. They might actually have that Robeson name on it too. I just I have not looked into them, but we have the square ones. Cool. Yeah, they're probably even called that. I just call them the square ones because I don't actually know the names, but it's probably the same thing. Gotcha. That's cool. Yeah, I've heard good things about those. Yeah, I have heard about that. I've never tried them myself. Okay. Cool. Come on. The beast size. Nice. I'm assuming they have different screw diameters, shank diameters, and lengths and all that. I see. Yeah, color coding is nice. I like me some colors. Although I do like black screws. Alright, so now all we have to do is the ends and the centers, and we'll be done with this. I don't even think I need to cut this tongue off this side. I might shave it down a little bit, but it's not sticking out as far as that last one was. Well, I used to have, basically what I have going on right now is a 16-bit soundtrack. So it's all Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. I used to have a NES soundtrack going on. I have all of those files still, but so many of the tracks were awful that, you know, obviously there's some classics in there. But what I like doing is putting the entire collection, like every game ever made, into a collection, just playing it, because then I get to discover new songs, have more variety. So I don't have like top 10 hits or anything. It's like literally thousands of songs, and you never know what you're gonna get. And if you do that with NES, you'd be amazed how bad it is. Like with SNES and Genesis or Mega Drive, it's pretty rare that you get an absolutely completely unlistenable tune. But in NES, with all the games they've made, there's a lot of bad tracks in there. I could almost not bear it. Yeah, pretty much. But I also, like, currently I'm listening to something different than what you guys hear. I'm listening to remixes from ocremix.org. Okay, there's a lot of mosquitoes here. Let me see if I can get a couple of them. And those are actually good, because even when they're NES songs, they're remixed with modern instruments and high fidelity. But I can't play those on stream because I'm also streaming on YouTube, and those tend to get some of those get copyright claimed on YouTube, and it's super annoying. So I just prefer to avoid that. For some reason, they don't seem to mind if you play the actual original game music, which is interesting, but I guess because people are playing games, that's kind of how I think of it. If people are playing the games on stream, why can't you play the music from the games? And that seems to be kind of the case, because I haven't really had a lot of issues ever since I switched over to the actual game tracks. So that's nice. Yeah, I mean, the music is probably one of my favorite parts, honestly. That's why I listen to it. It brings back all those good memories of playing back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, the Mega Man game. Probably some of my favorite music is all the Zeldas, Mega Man games, original ones. The Batman game for NES has amazing music. Sonic the Hedgehog, of course, but that's 16-bit. But yeah, the DuckTales definitely has some good tunes in there too. There's a lot of good stuff on NES. No, I did not. I'm pretty much I mean, I don't know how modern that is, but I pretty much stopped playing after about 16-bit time. Like, I watched people play after that, but I just kind of fell out of gaming at that point. After everything became 3D and stuff, I'm just more into the simple, innocent, mega retro stuff. I play some, I do play some indie games sometimes. Some good stuff on Steam that I've bought. But yeah, I'm not much of a gamer these days. But yeah, pretty much, I don't like any of the modern, like, super adulty type gameplay. It's like super violent and sensual and stuff. I'm pretty old-fashioned, so I kind of fell out of gaming before all that kind of took off. It's not staying in place. I don't want to clamp it though. Okay, that's good. Godlike games? No, not. I don't know what that means. Tell me more. Is that like a genre of the games, or? Yeah, what's... Oh, yeah. What's it called? Maybe I've heard of it. Like, again, I'm not really into the gaming scene anymore, but I do hear about titles from time to time. My favorite style of games, at least it has been for a number of years, is Metroidvanias. Yeah, so like Metroids and Castlevanias. Yeah, I know tower defense. It's not really my style, but I'm familiar with it. Let's see. Let's put this over like this. Six. Okay. Colony simulation. 2D top down. Okay. Gotcha. Kind of reminds me of something like, you know, Warcraft or Starcraft. Or Age of Empires or something. Sounds like it might have some crossover with that kind of thing. Gotcha. Particles! That's what makes it godlike, right? The particles. Okay, I think I've heard of that name. You know, if you're on YouTube, you kind of get bombarded with advertisements for various video games over the years, so I've probably seen a preview of it at some point. Right now, they're showing all those games. I don't know what to call them, but they're like, you know, some guy dressed up in armor that gets dropped into a map, and there's all these beautiful giant women that he has to get past, and you get more points every time you kill a guy, and then you have to fight people that are more powerful than you. That doesn't interest me, but I see those ads like constantly. Like half the ads I get are those games for some reason. Sort of reach into the game and cause miracles and confuse all your little... I see. Okay, so I guess I forgot to do the ends, and then we'll be done with this. I don't know what time it is, but I might actually get much more done than this. Yeah, I can't stand ads. I just ignore them too, but I don't use ad blockers or anything, so I generally just have to wait till I can push the skip button. But YouTube is making it a lot harder to use ad blockers these days. Like, I was using this browser that had a built-in blocker, and they made it so that particular browser gets 3-minute ads at the beginning of every single video. It's absolutely unusable now, so I actually uninstalled the browser. They also punish Firefox. My friend and I discovered last week that Google Photos doesn't run very well on Firefox, so we had to switch to Chrome to watch it. I had to cancel YouTube. I know, 3 minutes. Yeah, I just skipped it. I was like, I'm not watching that junk. It's ridiculous. You can't skip them either. I almost feel like that should be illegal. It's like kind of crushing the competition or monopoly or something, but I don't know that it should be illegal. I understand they need to make money somehow. The only way they can make money is through ads, but yeah, it's a law of supply and demand. People are just going to stop using the product if it's that ridiculous. Putting my foot down. YouTube, you're not gonna do it anymore. As if they care what I think. But yeah, I just like, eventually I'll get fed up and stop watching YouTube altogether, honestly. Oh, I know. I don't even watch the news or read the news anymore, but if I did, I would be very annoyed with that. I had to look at something recently for news, and oh man, yeah, it's like all those clickbait ads at the top and bottom and side. Yep. Yeah, and the worst ones are when you have to subscribe to the website to read the rest of the article. It's like, I understand they need to make money, but no thanks. I'm not that into it. All right, so I think I will grind just a little bit of edge off of this to make sure it's flush. I wish I had an actual sanding disc for my angle grinder, or I used to have a orbital sander, but it's currently broken. But I found that this works pretty well. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a Europe thing. I think we have Europe to thank for that, those cookie things. It's like, I mean, sometimes I actually have to like click through it and decide which cookies I want to allow, and oh my goodness, it's a waste of time. But there's some sites that I have to look at. You have to get through all that junk. Despise that. Yeah, I don't remember the details. I just remember it was some law passed in Europe. Although I think one good thing might come out of that weird stuff. It's different, but that whole thing where I think Europe is pushing for repairable phones so they can access the battery and other stuff like that. I actually think that's a good thing. I don't necessarily think it should be a law, but if it does get passed and they have to do it here in the US, I'll be thankful, because sometimes I do want to replace the battery. I am making a huge shelf. It's actually a rolling shelf. I can show you a picture in just a minute, but I'm gonna grind this. It's the tongue and groove OSB, so the tongue is sticking out just a pinch farther than the side of the shelf, so I'm just gonna grind it off. I figured out the last second. This switch has a lock on it. I couldn't figure out how to engage it. And it's like, I can't turn this stupid thing off, so I just unplugged it. So yeah, I'm building this rolling shelf thing. It's only the second time I've used that angle grinder, so I haven't actually looked at the manual or anything. Let's see. Yeah, probably not. I don't have one either. I just use what I have. I don't like buy special tools. I tried using the jigsaw on it, but the blade was so flimsy. It was just like bending outward and not cutting well. Yeah, that would definitely be a good choice if I had one. I would actually prefer to use my, well, a belt sander would actually be probably the ultimate best thing, but I don't have, I have a stationary belt sander, but not one that you can hold and move around. But I have an orbital sander, but the switch broke recently, or a couple years ago actually, and I haven't tried to fix it yet. I like it, but I haven't actually taken any classes on it. I do watch some, I do have some YouTube channels that I subscribe to that I watch some of that stuff, but I don't go out and try to survive off the land myself or anything. I just find it fascinating. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, I've also subscribed to a few woodworking channels. I do like hiking though. I do a ton of hiking and actually do pretty serious hiking as far as I don't even go on trails most of the time. I'm like bushwhacking and stuff. I may have watched some of his videos. I know one Russian dude, I can't remember his name. Okay, I'm not sure I've seen that one. It's not ringing a bell. So probably not. I'm more into the like surviving off the land kind of things, you know, like building primitive stuff and using tools to survive or start fires and stuff like that. But again, I don't really intend to ever use those skills. Built a cabin from nothing with a water wheel in a creek. I feel like I probably have seen that guy because there's this Russian dude that I watched before. I don't know that I'm subscribed, but yeah, I may have seen him though. Yeah, so let's see, I can show you some of the stuff I've been working on, and then I'll show you a picture of the thing I'm currently working on, sort of a prototype 3D drawing thing. Oh, these mosquitoes are brutal right now. That's awesome. Yeah, so I recently made these on stream. These are going to be my work area eventually. Just rolling workbenches. Made 2 of them that are pretty much identical. Yeah, definitely. And I'm using the same kind of construction for this thing I'm working on right now. I have 3 shelves built so far. I don't even know where I put them. I don't even see them. It's funny. Oh, there they are. Yeah, these shelves over here are part of the same project I'm currently working on. No, I don't have a vise. I probably will eventually get one. I don't really do much with metalworking or anything, but there's a few things I could use that for. I'll definitely need one eventually, but I think my dad has one that he'll probably let me use eventually. He's kind of close to retirement, and I might inherit some of his tools. But then let me go inside real quick because I have a 3D drawing I can show you that I'm working on, just so you can get a kind of an idea of what the project looks like, or what it will look like. I wish I could share the music I'm listening to, though. It's really sick. It's all OC Remix music on my phone that I'm listening to. No, not SketchUp. It's just Blender. Pretty basic, really. I'm not that good at 3D stuff, but I've used Blender in the past, so yeah, this is the basic design. Nothing fancy, but it's going to be rolling. It's going to be on wheels, which I didn't bother to model in here because I just modeled what I needed to kind of get the idea. So it's basically, it's going to fit underneath the the loft that I was just in the shop, so it'll roll under the loft. It'll basically serve the purpose as being a wall and a shelf at the same time. But I might also thinking about building some stairs into it to get up to the loft, so like this would be a folding staircase here. But I may just build that separately. But I'm leaving that cavity in there so that the shelf can go in between, or the stairs can go in between. Yeah, no. I'm gonna have not necessarily these boards, but I'm gonna have a mechanism where a thing can swing up and attach to the side of the lofts with a little lock. So yeah, I also thought of that. But yeah, it is gonna be on wheels. They're rated for 600 pounds each, so so if I have 4 on there, it's rated up to 2,400 pounds, which is over a ton. And if I put 6 on there, which I might, then it'll be rated to well over that. But yeah, it should be fine. But I may just use it. I may not actually use it for the staircase purpose. That's just kind of a purpose I might build into it, but I haven't really decided yet. But we'll see. Anyway. But yeah, there's these 2x6s up here just to give it some more structural strength in case people are walking on it. But it'll also have railings on there that I haven't drawn because I'll just add those later. I didn't make this drawing to show people. I made it to help me figure out what boards to buy and what dimensions to cut things. So it's kind of an incomplete drawing. There's a few other little features that this might have in the end. Like I'm going to have flaps that open up like cupboards, except they go upward, different things like that. If I ever used a subsurface modifier, yeah, I have. But yeah, I'm not really into 3D modeling anymore. I played around with it like 10 or 12 years ago, and I just kind of lost interest. A little overwhelming for me. But it's kind of fun just to tinker with it. Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, I love working on this kind of stuff. I don't consider myself expert at all. I'm just total DIY hack, and I'm okay with that. But I think I do a decent job. I definitely don't consider myself a pro, though. All right, so let's head back outside. I don't think I'm gonna finish with the top shelf today, probably, but might start on it. Well, thanks, dude. All right, let's see. So we might start on those top shelves. Sorry for the shaky footage. Just gonna get my camera back out here. Oops. Let's see. I'm not gonna Yeah, I have some mental challenges. I'm not I don't think I have a actual diagnosable thing, but I know my weaknesses, and I know that if I don't plan it out, I would do something wrong. I even have made a couple mistakes while I've been streaming this stuff. Just it's hard to get it all right. I don't normally plan like that. If it's a simpler project, like those workbenches that I did inside, I thought it out in my brain, but I didn't measure it all out in the 3D program. With this shelf, I felt a little bit like I needed to do it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know if he coined the phrase, but I used to watch Norm Abrams on the public television. I used to love that guy, and he used to say that all the time. I think he actually wrote a book called Measure Twice, Cut Once or something. Okay, so we're done with 3. Let's get some of the stuff out of the way so I can have room for the rest. I mean, I suppose that works too. For me, it's my vice of choice in drinking is more soda. I'm not like I don't drink alcohol, but I drink a fair share of carbonated soda, more than I should. Like, just as bad or worse with all the sugar, I assume, or at least artificial, but cancer-causing stuff. Ugh. Okay, I think I'll put this inside just because I don't know if I'll do any assembly today, just to get it out of the way. In this country, we tax living things like Kelly, and if that recent stitch, I can't afford to drink. Oh, yeah. They're doing that up in Washington, I heard, or at least they were considering it. They were actually considering taxing soft drinks like Coke and Pepsi, and I don't know if they went through with it, but they're trying to at least. And some people think that's the right thing to do, but I don't. I think it should just generally let people do what they enjoy, and if it, hurts themselves, I don't know. I'm not really in favor of laws commanding everything that we should do and not do. There should be a little bit more freedom, but I understand the idea. It'd be nice if the corporations, I don't think the people should be taxed. I think the corporations should be forced to not make poisonous stuff, if anybody. Why punish the poor people? But whatever. Okay, so now I need to figure out the next piece. I can't remember if I have any big enough spare parts from that last cut to do any of this next. Wish they could divert money flow by actually simplifying their rules. Yeah, I'd love to get rid of a bunch of the rules and a bunch of the expenditures that we have. Special programs. They're investing in way too many things. The government's gotten huge, way too big. But that's just my opinion. Okay, I feel like I should have. Oh, the cutoffs are out here, I think. Yeah, here they are. Okay. I need these. Fortunately, not going to be big enough for 2 cuts. I think I can just use 1. I actually need to look at my drawing real quick. I'm going to take a piece of paper in there and write some notes because I don't have the ability to look at my computer screen out here. So to do it the old-fashioned way, write some stuff down. So I'll be right back. Oh no, that's all right. I recently changed the design, so my 3D drawing does not match the measurements that I'm going to use, so I have to kind of wing it a little bit. Hopefully that happened during this stream where I just decided to space everything a little bit differently, so I just need to write a few notes here. Let's see. I'm also really bad at spatial math, like figuring out the distance between things by subtracting and adding. And it's not that I can't do adding and subtraction. There's just something confusing to me about measuring from the edge of a board versus the middle. Just all that kind of stuff. It just kind of baffles my brain a little bit. Okay, so I think we got 26. It's going to be 26 3/4, I think, for the lengths of these boards on the top. Pretty sure that's correct. And let's see. Need to see how I line them. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit complicated. So I have this coming out this way, which I don't have to do it that way, but I'm going to. Whereas on this side, it's actually capped by this board. That means if this one's 26 3/4, I need to do -1 1/2 for that length. This one's 21, or no, this one's actually 22.5 inches. Yeah. Which is confusing. 22.5. This one's 21. Cool thing is I built it to scale, so I can just look at these numbers, but if I am changing the design, that's where I'm gonna mess up, so I'm trying to sort of figure this out on the fly here. So this one's 21. This one's 22.5. This one is whatever 26 3/4 minus 1 1/2 is, and I think that's all I need to know. This one back here is 78 inches like the other one is. So I debated about not having this go all the way across and just leaving it open, but I think I determined I want to still have that there. It's not necessary, but I'm going to do it. And yeah, I think that's all I need to know. The rest I can kind of figure out. Mainly I changed where these are. I used to have them where they show in the drawing. Now they're actually over this way a little bit. And so I want to make sure all that lines up so it has the fullest strength support in the middle. It doesn't really matter, but it's just my brain wants to do it. So okay, now I think we're good. Got what I need out of here, I think. And I'll double check it by referencing the shelf that I just built. Pretty sure it'll verify my measurements as accurate, but I like to double check just in case. Should have kept that shelf out so I could measure it, but just measure it in the shop. Won't be able to show that process. Okay, so tape measure, let's check if that is correct. If this is right, let's do that math real quick. 26 3/4 minus 1 1/2 would be 24 1/4, I guess. 25, no, 25 1/4. 25, yeah, 25 1/4, okay. Okay, so there's, wait a minute. Yeah, I won't really be able to check, but yes, I can. 25 1/4. Sorry, I'm just talking out loud. What streamers do, otherwise you're just watching them do stuff and wondering what's going on. 25, okay, it's 25 1/2 for some reason. Oh. What that tells me is that I didn't actually put it 26 on center. It's a mistake, I think. That's odd. I thought for sure that I did it 26. It's not 26. Oh. Okay, one side is 26, the other one is a little bit off. I guess I made a slight calculation error or something. It's pretty close. Close enough that I'm gonna go with that. I think it's like 26 1/8 for some strange reason. I understand why that is. But we'll just assume it's at 26 and used my seemingly correct calculation. So 25 1/4. Doesn't really matter if those boards underneath match what's on top, particularly so. So I need a 25 1/4 cut here, so I'm going to go back to cutting mode. Let's get set up for that. Oh shoot, sorry, you're probably chatting. I left my phone inside. I was like, oh, it's got quiet. You really were letting me think, and then I left my chat phone inside apparently. I don't know where I put it. I'll be there in a minute. Surprised that text-to-speech dropped off too. I guess it's too far away or something. Okay, there we go. Alright, yep, you did give me time to think. Alright. Okay, let's do some cuts. I guess I may as well do all the same cuts at the same time, so just if I have the boards, I'll just do it. So we'll go with the 25 1/4. I'm not going to finish this these shelves on the top today, most likely, but you can see the sun's getting low. Can't tell if that's straight on the end. I think it's just this one is good enough. 25 1/4. Make sure I do this right. And I need eye protection. Where did I put those? Right in front of my face. Oh, are they in my head? I've done that like several times on stream. Everybody's laughing at me, I'm sure. Not in this case. Okay. Let's see. We did it right. Yep. This must not have been the same length because these cutoffs are different. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so these, we got those. We need, let's just put a little checkbox by the one that we finished here. 2 times those, check. We need 2 22.5s, which I probably don't have in these spares. These are probably not going to be used for anything less than 18, so I need to cut a new one, I guess. Which I think I'm going to use that scrappy one that I have. It won't look nice, but it's definitely not so damaged that it'll affect the strength of the project. It just has some weirdness to it, as you can see. They slanted out of there, just an end piece or something. But it's not gonna be a problem. So need 2 22.5s. could maybe chop. I'm gonna chop just a little bit off that end. It's a little bit rough there. It's probably fine, but so I'll start clean. Oops, stepped on the power strip button or something. Okay, double check 22.5, need two of those. This board has a little split in it, but I don't think it's going to matter in this case. I might get these done. I don't know. I always go for it here. I don't want to make mistakes though, so I don't want to go too fast. Because of that little bit that was chopped off, that little area that's sliced off, it was enough to get all the way through the board, whereas it would normally not. Okay, 22.5. I must have hit the switch again. Crazy, I'm stepping on it constantly. Let's move it a little bit. My 22.5s. Check. I need two 21 inches, and then that's it. I'll need a full 78 incher, which I will cut out of a new board, obviously. Might get through that one. It'll probably snap off while I'm trying to turn it around because it's just barely hanging on there. But try to get a clean cut. The 21. Let's see where. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's all the pieces except for the back side. I guess I do need to assemble that all together, don't I? It's kind of annoying. There's one downside to constructing it this way. That'll be a little bit difficult. Maybe I'm going to... I think I might leave that top shelf to the very end because it's going to be complicated to assemble. I can't do it in the same order that I will with the others. But these are the pieces I need. So basically we got Got this one on this side. Got this one here. Or wait, no, this is whatever the longest one. It's the same as that one. Okay, so this one goes here. Like so. And this one goes like that. I know it's kind of odd, but I'm just being consistent with the other facings on the other shelves. I think it'll be good. So these are actually at the same level or the same length, even though this is butting up here and this is butting up that way. And it's not any major reason to do it this way, but now that I'm committed, I'm going to do it. There's no real advantage. I had a reason at one point why I chose to do it, and I can't even remember. There was like a specific reason I chose to do it that way, and I probably really doesn't matter. I could have cut this into 21 and put it here, but we got this. This is what we're doing. Oh, I do remember. It has to do with how the post. There's going to be a 2x4 post on here, and I wanted it to grab both the end of this and the end of that. That's the reason. It's hard to explain, but if you watch my stream or look at my drawing, you might notice it as I'm rotating the model around. It's kind of hard to explain, but essentially how it's going to be. This is my post support system, so this one's going all the way across, and then there's a cutout for each shelf to be in. And I wanted both members of the shelf to land on this support system, so that's why I did it that way. If I did it this way, then only this board would be supported here. Do it this way, they're both here. Stronger, big brain. Okay, so that's why. And because that post is here, it'll actually cover up the end face here, so you won't even see that. So it'll look nice and clean. Yeah, so there is a reason. There's a method behind my madness, as they say. So I'm gonna just put these all aside because I'm not gonna build these shelves until the very end. But I need to make sure they get stacked with maybe a post-it note on them or something, so I don't start pulling them for other things, because I need to make sure these are set aside for this purpose. So there's the top shelves, but I can't really put them on until I finish the rest of the shelf, because the back of these shelves is the member that goes all the way across the top, and I can't really build that right now. That would be illogical. It would make sense to wait. So technically I'm kind of done with all the shelves in a way. These are cut, just not assembled. So I can sort of start cutting the other pieces if I want, like the posts and stuff. I'm gonna need a bunch of 16. Let me think if I can figure it out. How many 16ers do I need? Got the bottom shelf to the middle shelf, that's 4. Middle shelf to the big one I just made today, that's 4 more, so there's 6 per shelf. So we got 6, 12. I can start with that. Am I sure about that though? I want to make sure I'm thinking right. I could go look at the drawing, but I'm pretty certain that's correct. Yeah, so we need 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 12 16-inch 2x4s. Pretty certain of that. I might have some pieces here that are long enough. I think when I was speaking earlier about these cutoffs, and thinking I might use them. This is what I was thinking of, is the 16-inch pieces, which I think most, if not all of these, are long enough to use. Some of these other ones are a little bit too short. These are all more than 16. Yeah, so yeah, almost 18. So we can get five pieces out of those. I am almost certain these are too short, but I shouldn't assume because I'm not that good at visually seeing how long things are. 14. So see if I have any more scraps I can use before I start tearing down bigger ones. I think I got one scrap. I think that's it. So let's see how many 16-inchers I can get out of this. Let's just cut this one first since it's ready to go. So all the shelves are 16 inches tall, and these spacers go on the top of one shelf to space it up from the next shelf, and they act as support for the shelves. It's a super strong idea. I didn't come up with it, but I saw a YouTuber doing it, and I had an aha moment. I'm like, okay, that's how I'm building all this stuff. It's a super strong idea. A lot less work than cutting 4x4s with slots in them and stuff like that. Doing pretty good today. Like I feel like I'm getting as much done as I was the best of my hopes, because I thought, well, if I do really good, I'll get all the shelves done and start assembling it tomorrow or something. But I essentially am. I'm starting on the assembly process. 6, 7, 8, so I'll need, just gonna use that one. I'll need like 3 more in addition to what I got out of these scraps. I might have a couple of scraps in there that I just didn't look hard enough for. It'd be awesome, but I didn't see any others. On here, make sure we're still going. This has been a very eventful stream for me. I don't usually get this kind of chat action. Need to remember that Gatorade that I have out here. I keep forgetting to take a drink. 8, got 9 here. I don't know if I'm quite ready to cut the vertical posts because I need to make sure I know the exact height of the wheels that'll be on the bottom. I based my design off of measurements that I got online when I was ordering the wheels, so it should be accurate enough. I'll measure those before I make a final decision on the height of the thing. Need 3 more. Let's see if I can find any more scraps. I think I probably have some over in my wood pile, but they're probably kind of rotted. I'd like to use new boards, not slightly compromised ones, because I can just go buy another board if I run out. It's not a big deal, but I also like to be very efficient. So if I can use little bits of things I have around and save a board, I will. As long as they're not crappy. Like, for example, I see a board in here that's kind of old, so I think I'll just skip it. I have plenty of new ones to work with. So, start with a full length. Get 3 more pieces out of it. I wonder if did I take my bug zapper inside? Oh, no, here it is. They're kind of regrouping, give them a little bit of fear to run away. I wish they would just run away. I don't really like, I'm not virtue signaling like, I don't like to kill things. It's just, I really don't. So I'd rather they just go away. Oh, got a couple. Which I think there's just one in, it's one in there that's like getting zapped multiple times. Ooh, you can smell it. All right. So let's make sure we got 9, so we need 3 more. This side has a little chunk. This side has a little chunk too, but not nearly as bad. You can see this little notch there, so I'll just start from this side instead. This board is twisted. It's like that one from yesterday. This one sucks, but since I'm cutting short pieces out of it, it won't have as much of an impact. Ooh, that is so twisted. That's terrible. It's awful. 2 more. I'm actually glad I pulled this one just now, because if I didn't use it for the short members, I'd use it for a long one, and the twist is definitely more impactful if it's used for long span. I think I probably will go with my initial measurements on those posts, but they could technically be a little bit taller. I left like an inch of clearance between the top of the shelf and the loft above, because the loft is not perfectly flat all the way across. Plus, I think there's a slight chance we might tack on a 3/8 inch piece of plywood somewhere or whatever, and I didn't want it to like not fit after that, so I sort of left a little bit of a gap. I think I left an inch, but I'm gonna go check that real quick to confirm. I think I do want at least 1/2 inch clearance, but probably an inch. Let's see. And the top shelf is much more than an inch of clearance. It's mainly those 4 posts sticking up on the corners that don't serve a particular purpose other than they might end up turning into steps or ways to attach to the loft. So we got 80 inches from the current floor to the bottom of the loft. And I designed the thing to be 74 inches tall, if I remember right, which is what I'm going to cut the posts to length. And then the wheels are, I think, about 5 inches tall. I don't know. This might be the box here. Let me check. I have a knife out here, so hopefully I can get into this thing. Oh, it's the wrong box. Okay, where is the box then? That's the question. This is not the box. Oh, yeah, it is. This is it. Okay, so here's my wheels. Let's check them. I think I took my tape measure in here, so I'll probably lose it if I don't grab it right now. Okay, I think it's about 5 inches, just over. Yeah, this is like almost exactly 5 inches. So 74 plus 5 is 79. Yeah, so I left an inch of clearance. So that means I can safely cut my posts right now at 74 inches. I need 4 primaries. So I'll cut those 4 74s right now, and then I can probably kind of start assembling it a little bit. Although I don't think I'll get that far tonight. At least I'll have some things cut ready for tomorrow, or whenever the next time I work on this. I guess I should probably inspect these to make sure I'm picking ones that are not twisted like crap. It's 74 inches. Let's double check that. I'm pretty sure I measured it right, but I need 3 more of those. Once I get these 3, I actually can. This is about how tall it is, except it'll be up 5 inches. So that gives you kind of an idea. It's considerably taller than I am, but I think the top shelf is about right here, if I remember right. I don't know exactly how far from the top it is. Anyways, let's get 3 more decent boards, the best of the best. This is the most important place for boards to be good, I think. I definitely shouldn't have any cracks, weaknesses in them. This one looks good. Let's just get all 3 out here. This one has a little flaw in it that it's not that bad, but I may as well just look for the best ones. One of these 2 is crooked. And putting them together, they're rolling apart, so I don't know which one. That one's a little bit crooked. Probably, I don't think that amount of crookedness would affect this too much, because I'm going to have to, it's going to be pulled in very tightly to the other shelving members, so I think it'll fix a lot of the bowing that I see in these, but I may as well find the ones that have the least amount of bowing to begin with, because it will just be less stressful when I'm trying to put this together. These all have a bow to them. I think it's just from leaning up here in the shop. Super high heat, I guess, because I know they weren't this bent when I bought them. Okay, that one's good. If I can find one more pretty straight one, we'll be in business. I feel like I probably have enough wood to, as I'm kind of going through these, this is pretty bloated as well. Realizing that I bought quite a few. Doubt I'm going to need to buy any more. I think, in fact, I might end up with some extras. Okay, that's good and straight. There we go. $74. It's eating up. It's mainly because these goggles, I've been wearing them for a long time while I've been looking for these boards. So it's quite overheated. I feel better with these kind that have the encasements on the sides, just because this dust goes everywhere, but I think most people that do woodworking are just fine with a regular pair of glasses or like the goggles that are just essentially front protection, but I don't know, I never felt really good about that, so I always wear these kind. It depends on what I'm doing though. Sometimes the stuff doesn't fly every direction like the wood dust does, but one more. Shut that end off because it has a knot in it. $74. we can start possibly assembling it. If not tonight, then I'll do that. Like, I'll have a really good head start on tomorrow. Might even celebrate tonight. I've worked hard today and I'm feeling good about this project. Might go out to eat, and I don't have a lot of money. I go out every once in a while. Just find you're really not feeling like I have the energy to do a big cooking meal thing. Might do that today after the stream. Oh shoot! Thanks for the Leo lemon. Must be satisfying fixing these woods. Yes, I am fixing them for sure. Hey, Lynx. Sorry about that. My text-to-speech turned off. It does that occasionally. I normally hear you guys, but good to see you, Leo. You're probably long gone because I don't remember how long it's been since I looked at my phone. But appreciate you guys stopping by. Okay, I think I'm done with cutting for today. I can literally start pulling stuff out. The thing that I don't know, I guess I can measure it right now to find out. I don't know if I assemble this outside, whether I can get it back inside. If not, I'll have to do it inside. I think the answer is I have to do it inside, which is fine. Actually, that means I can go a little bit later if I wanted to, because I won't be out making a bunch of noise. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I might just call it right now and get a good start tomorrow or something. Let's see. I feel like that's the wise thing to do. I feel like I got a lot done today. Good enough. So I can show you. Just keep in mind what these are. These are 16-inch boards. There's 12 of them, and I'll show you exactly where those are. Those members down there, I'll show you where those are. These are 74 inches. I'll show you where those are. So I'm going to go inside and get ready to end the stream and go grab something to eat before it's too late to get something to eat. Leo's laughing at me some. I bet I'm muted or something. He's like just like living it up. Or there's like a giant purple spot on my face that wiped off from my shirt. I don't know, something weird. It's Leo, he's everywhere. I wonder if what if Lynx 77 is Leo? Probably not. Okay. I'm fixing the woods, dude. All right, so you saw those pieces that I held up. If you have any memory, which I don't. This is my design. The 16-inch pieces are right here in between the shelves. They're all exactly the same all throughout the workpiece. So these are also 16 inches down here. And there's 6 per level. That's why I made 12 of them. The 74-inch pieces are these ones right here. And those other pieces that I cut out are this, and that for both sides. Same over here, and there, rather there. So I don't really have a whole lot else to cut. I have to cut these pieces here, but I'm going to do those at the very end. So basically what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to lay out these 4 post boards, and I'm going to line up the bottom shelf first, but also have like a spacer up here so that I get it all squared up, and start tacking on the shelves to the support posts, and then I'll put those 16-inch pieces in between the shelves and start constructing the whole end piece. We're actually getting really close to finishing this. I might end up finishing it tomorrow. It just depends on how early of a start I get. I tend to stay up super late and get up pretty late, and so there's not always, that's kind of why I don't get as much done in a day as some might think I should or whatever. But I usually put in a good 4-hour stream on these, which is, I feel like, a good amount of work. This one's only 3 hours, mainly because I feel like it's a good breaking point. I could start assembling this inside, and if I am restless or I feel like I have more energy later tonight, I might do that. But once it's past a certain amount of time, past a certain time at night, I don't like to do this work too much because that impact wrench that I'm using is extremely loud, and I try to be considerate of my neighbors. The shop is not insulated yet, and I feel like it's very echoey and boomy, and I don't think it captures the sound well, and it causes the neighbors' dogs to bark and keeps them up at night. So basically, I'll just probably shut it off for tonight. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Thanks everybody that dropped by chat, and especially for that kind of low-key host with all those crazy donations earlier on Rumble. That was insane. Never experienced anything quite like that before, so that was very, very kind. Then Locusta Sofa. I am sure I'm or Locust. It looks like Spanish. Locusta Sofa. I don't know. That second name doesn't look Spanish, but anyway, thanks everybody for dropping by. I will see you all later.